Welcome back to 60 Minutes. We've all heard of the Nigerian scammers, con men who bombard us with tales of woe and get-rich-quick schemes. You'd think we'd be wise to them by now, but they lure more than $100 million out of Australians every year. And now there's a new scam. It's called black money. Australian tourist Rob Connolly recently fell for such a hoax while on holiday in Thailand. He lost his life savings and his world has fallen apart. But Rob's on a mission to expose the seedy world of African shysters and scam the scammers. In a hotel room in Bangkok, Thai police prepare to pounce on the latest in international scams. So he's brought out the money.
What is this? These are the black nuts.
That's what I was explaining to you, yeah.
Next door, supposedly millions of US dollars miraculously appear before our eyes.
So, it's definitely real money though, is it?
Sure. Pretty amazing, isn't it?
And the latest victim in this audacious con, known as black money, is Australian Rob Connolly.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing, eh?
It was the worst decision I've ever made in my life. Yeah, I really feel like I've let my family down.
And yourself?
Yeah, myself.
You have my number already. Anytime you just give me a call.
Rob's been fleeced by a Bangkok-based scamming syndicate led by this man, the Liberian national known here by many as Lucifer.
He's my brother, you know.
He's your brother?
And the only thing more outlandish than his name is his story.
When you talk to him, you think you're talking to the nicest guy in the world. He wouldn't lie to you, no way. But he'd cut your throat as soon as take your last dollar.
To be honest with you, what I'm thinking, let me tell you what is in my mind.
Lucifer claims to be a private security contractor in Iraq and Afghanistan, from where he's smuggled out millions of US dollars.
How much of the money?
2,500,000.
But to get the cash out, it's dyed black to conceal it. And only special, expensive chemicals will restore the notes.
So you two guys stay together?
The pitch to Rob, and so many like him, pay for the chemicals, get a cut of the profit.
I saw you over there when you were passing.
See, to me, you've got a bunch of Nigerians and bags of black, well, what you think is money. That screams scam, but you believed it.
Everyone does.
How could you be so naive?
I just really thought that they were my friends. It was just lending a friend some money.
And how much money are we talking about? How much did you put into it?
140,000.
Rob's road to financial ruin began during a stopover in Bangkok last September, when he went out on his own for a quiet beer. You walked in these doors.
I did. I walked straight through there.
And everything changed.
And I had a beer at that bar, and it was one of the tables right next to the bar on the right-hand side where I met them, and that's where it all changed.
On that September night, Rob was already struggling. He'd recently separated from his wife and was desperately missing their young daughter Elizabeth. He was the perfect target.
I guess I was an open book. They were talking to me about emotional things in their life, so I was being very open with them, and that's how they got to know me.
Now, Rob's encounter with Lucifer and his black money scammers has only widened the gap with his daughter.
And the biggest thing that hurts me the most is losing my daughter. You know, my ex-wife, my wife, she's that disappointed in me about the whole thing that she won't even let me see my daughter. That's why I hate these guys so much.
It's easy to look at someone like Rob and say, how could you fall for a scam like that? But the thing is, we're all vulnerable at some point in our lives. And it's frightening just how many people fall victim to these predators.
Unfortunately, if people haven't met a victim before, they don't know the harsh reality of the brutal things that are actually done to them.
It's estimated more than $2 million is scammed out of Australians every week. And that's just the money police can track. Do the scammers hit places like this?
Yes, of course, it's a tourist area.
Akbar Khan is Bangkok's scamming vigilante, working the back streets to hunt down the African fraudsters.
They're Nigerian scammers, they'll call you mugu. And if they're Liberian, they'll call you junk.
What's a mugu?
A mugu is somebody that is naive and has too much money and will therefore part with it upon listening to a storyteller.
So if I was walking along here on my own, would I be targeted?
You will be targeted within minutes. You look like a perfect mugu. You have the blonde hair, the white skin, and you have the Aussie accent, and Aussie's the favourite, you know, of all the Western nationals because they're maybe the most generous or maybe the most naive, but either way, they're the ones that will part with their money the easiest.
To prove the point, Akbar sets me a challenge. Walk down a busy alleyway and see how long it takes to be approached by a Nigerian scammer. The answer, just a couple of minutes.
Where are you from?
Australia. Yeah, how about you?
Africa, Nigeria.
Africa?
Nigeria.
Scamming is like a drug. It's worse than cocaine or heroin. Once they taste that money falling by its millions, they can't stop.
If we are starting this business now, you understand, we are starting to do things together.
Yeah.
For Rob, it was a classic case of the scammers steadily upping the ante.
Yeah, no.
Lucifer and his cronies systematically bled him of his cash with a string of false promises, pathetic excuses,
3 hours.
and eventually threats against his family. You started by handing over a couple of grand. What did they ask for next?
I think the next amount was 30,000.
What excuse did they keep giving you?
The first time when they first got the chemical, something had happened to the chemical. The second time they bought a bottle, they broke it.
What threats were made against your family?
They had a very, very sinister way, the way that they would talk to you. And even to the point where telling me where my family lives. Now that scared me. And when you're in a situation like that and you feel cornered, you're not thinking straight. You're really not thinking straight.
By the time he was down $140,000, Rob was in way over his head, exactly where Lucifer wanted him.
Cheers.
That's when he made Rob an astonishing offer. Join him as a fellow scammer and become the syndicate's #1 agent for ripping off cashed-up Australians. Here's a way to get the rest of your money back. We need a white face
Yes.
to scam Westerners.
Yes, that's how it all happened. And I just went, okay.
Rob was sent back to Sydney to learn the black money trade from this man, who goes by the name of Chris. The plan? To expand operations beyond fleecing Australians on holidays in Bangkok and target many more of them right here at home.
He was sitting there boasting how he was stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars off these widows, this one woman in particular, another guy that he calls Poppy.
So this isn't just happening in Bangkok, this is happening on our own doorstep.
It is, yes. There's people being scammed in Australia as we speak.
Coming up,
I can't see that that's a note.
Black money magic.
Oh my goodness, and that's the note back. Easy money.
It's definitely real money though, is it?
Rob homes in on his first Australian victim.
I've brought some money with me and I can get access to a lot more.
But he's got his own secret plan
Actually, if you can start counting half of this.
to scam the scammers.
Has he taken it?
He's taken it.
That's next on 60 Minutes.
You can now watch 60 Minutes anywhere, anytime, with the launch of the free iPad app. Exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, extended interviews and more. 60 Minutes through a very different lens. Download now at the App Store.
Welcome back to 60 Minutes. And the latest Nigerian scam called Black Money that's fleecing Australians out of millions of dollars. It's a hoax so incredible, it's hard to believe anyone would fall for it. And that's the point. These scammers prey on the vulnerable. People like Rob Connolly. But Rob's about to fight back. In the midst of Bangkok, one of the most crowded cities on earth, Rob Connolly cuts a very lonely figure. He's lost everything. His family, his home, and his life savings. $140,000 to African black money scammers.
They don't care about emotions. They don't care about you. They don't care if it's your last dollar that you've got. They really don't care.
I thought you said 5 million.
Listen.
Broke and broken, Rob has agreed to work with the African scammers, led by John Diamond.
You have my number already. Anytime you just give me a call.
The Liberian national, known here by many as Lucifer.
How long is it going to take you guys to get back?
Rob's task, to deliver up rich Australians for this cartel to fleece.
All right, no worries.
What I've learnt from these guys grooming me is that I should focus on people that have excess cash. Cash that they can do without. I'll mention to him tomorrow something about you've gone to get more money out of the account of your bank.
His new bosses would soon be pleased. Rob told them he was grooming a rich Melbourne businessman, Damien Murat,
He's going to give me a call when he's here.
and had brought him to Bangkok with promises of millions to be made.
This is Will.
In a hotel room, Damien is shown blackened cash.
These are the black nuts.
This is what I was explaining to you, yeah.
He's told smuggled from a war zone.
He got it from Baghdad.
From Baghdad.
Then, supposedly dangerous, expensive chemicals transform the notes from total blackness to a pristine $100 bill.
So, it's definitely real money though, is it?
Sure.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is an impressive trick, as I secretly watch on from the room next door with scam buster Akbar Khan.
That was black.
Yeah.
Why do you think people fall for something like this?
Because they see the black paper turn into real dollars before their very eyes. They're greedy.
And how much does the chemical cost?
But today, it's not just the African scammers telling lies. Rob's plotting to bring down the syndicate that has cost him $140,000.
So when I meet Max, how much am I going to have to give Max?
And the rich businessman, Damien Murat, is actually a former undercover police officer.
You know, I'm not going to just give away money and let it fly around. I'm playing the part of a person that's getting scammed, so I suppose I'm the sting bait.
It's a real cat and mouse game, isn't it?
Oh, look, it is. They think if they keep changing the plans, you know, it's harder for police to catch them, things like that.
Like all good magic tricks, the black money con is deceptively simple.
The process I'm about to show you, it's top secret. You know, it's the secret process. No one knows how to do it. This is all done behind the scenes, and they've shown me how to do it. So basically, we've just got iodine from the chemist, and we pour a small amount into the bowl, and then what we're going to do is burn off the ethanol. And see how it's starting to bead up on the sides?
That's what you're after?
I'll blow it out. And then we're going to soak the note.
This is a $100 US bill you're using?
A real $100 US bill.
And this doesn't damage it?
No, no. Basically, it just soaks into the material on the note.
And this is just stuff that you buy at a chemist?
Yeah.
Hardware store?
The iodine at the chemist's. Okay, so you can notice it's getting very dark now.
Have a look at that. Well, it's quite thick, isn't it? See, I can't see that that's a note. And that's it, that's all you do.
Yeah. This is the ruse. They will turn up with a bag full of money, and inside that bag they will have a small pile of real bills that have done just exactly like this.
And the rest of it is just black paper?
The rest of it is just black paper.
How easy is it to clean these notes?
It's very easy. Basically, we just get ascorbic acid and just sprinkle a little bit over it.
And how much can you buy this for at the chemist?
About $20.
Oh, my goodness, and that's the note back. That is extraordinary. A clean $100 bill. Can I pick this up?
Sure.
And that's as good as new.
Yeah.
Easy money.
Easy money, but not so easy to scam the scammers.
Get him to clean the stuff and then we'll talk to Max.
After 4 months of secret plotting, today Rob's hoping to deliver justice to the men who've ripped him off.
Bought some money with me and I can get access to a lot more.
Damien is the bait. We've wired the room.
His cue to us will be, gentlemen, it's a pleasure doing business with you.
And with us next door, the Thai police.
Today I'm going to be buying $20 million of black money or black cash. Basically, they're going to bring $10 million over in the first, saying that it's half the consignment. I'm then going to give them $40,000 and they're going to go away and get the other $10 million. Obviously, we'll bust before that happens.
So as soon as the money changes hands...
The cavalry's going to come in.
There you go. How you going? Good. Will. Well.
The ringleader John Diamond, also known as Lucifer, has sent his stooges, Jesse and William.
So, how much is in here?
5.
5 million?
Yeah.
They follow the scamming script, promising Damien millions in return for his investment of $40,000 US.
So he's brought out the money.
Actually, if you can start counting half of this.
The police must wait till money changes hands for a crime to have been committed.
He's handed over the cash.
Has he taken it?
He's taken it.
I mean, it's a pleasure doing business with you, but...
Yeah. Sorry, stop it. Stop.
This is the bittersweet moment Rob has been waiting for.
How do you guys like to be scammed? Hey? How does it feel to be scammed? Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Hey? You know how much pain you cause people by doing this shit? Do you? Do you have any idea? Do you even feel ashamed? You feel ashamed at all, either of you? No, nothing? How does it feel to be scammed? It's pretty shit, isn't it?
Are you sorry for what you've done?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
This is a brutal business. One of the scammers, Jesse, claims that he too had been cheated, which is why
he scams now.
So you got cheated, so you decided to cheat other people? It makes it fair, does it?
Do you feel better seeing these guys in handcuffs?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It's a long walk of shame to the waiting police cars. These two will spend 6 months in jail before being deported. Hopefully, the information they give police will help in the arrest of Lucifer and his cronies. And for Rob, tonight offers a chance to finally begin again.
Rob, it's over.
I can't believe it. First time in a long time I feel at peace now.
Can you move on now?
I think I can. I didn't expect to feel this way, but I feel good.
We can now confirm John Diamond's cartel has been broken up and he's on the run, with Thai police confident they'll catch him soon. Details of his Australian accomplice, Chris, have been given to fraud police here in Australia. And if you think you or someone you know is the victim of a scam, contact ScamWatch on 1300 785 995 or go to their website or contact your local police. Coming up...
I fully understood the enormity of the suffering.
Holding Cardinal Pell to account.
We showed Pell a photo of our daughter.
His hazy memory.
I've never seen the photo. Don't believe I've seen it. I've got no recollection of that. I don't believe I ever saw that.
That's next on 60 Minutes.